Welcome, this is Miss Beard explaining the catering project for Introduction to Culinary Arts at Pike High School. Today I'm going to explain steps 4, 5, 6, and 7. So far you've done and heard about step 1, which is determining your event venue and budget, and you've decided where you're going to have your event and all of the details surrounding the when and where. In step 2, you created a plan, you made a floor plan, you chose decorations, entertainment, table setting, and everything that goes with the details of the event. In step 3, you created the menu. You actually made the menu itself, you found recipes, you scaled your recipes, and you actually calculated a total for your food costs. So take a deep breath. You've done a great job so far. And so really steps 4, 5, 6, and 7, although they are individual steps, are very simple. You've already done a bulk majority of this project, and so the rest should not take you a lot of time, and you can breathe easy from here on out. Step 4 is to create a time plan. And so I want you to close your eyes and think about the day of the event that you're catering. Okay, you will only, depending on what time your event starts, you will only have a limited amount of time and space to get things ready. Some events, like a wedding, you just simply cannot do everything that day. So some things you're going to make the night before or prepare a couple of days in advance, depending on the food item. And that's what I want you to think through in step 4. I want you to think about what you're actually doing for the event. So number 1 is to complete skill sheet C15. Which I'm going to pull up right here. This page will be in your folder starting on Tuesday, and essentially you're just going to fill it out. An off-site event means that it's not taking place in a venue, it's taking place outside somewhere. An on-site event is taking place in a venue with a catering kitchen. So just put a check under whichever one fits your project. The name of the party, you're just going to tell me the name, the date of the actual party, the final count, so that means how many guests are attending, the time of the event, the location, which would be your venue, travel time, depending on where you are located as a catering company, how long is it going to take you to get there? That's something that you do need to think about. And then briefly summarize your menu on this paper. You don't need to include every detail or any descriptions, but just a brief synopsis of your menu. Please also include whether you are doing a sit-down meal or a buffet style for this particular worksheet. The number of kitchen staff is how many people are going to be back in the kitchen. Beverage staff are the people refilling beverages. Service staff are the number of people actually serving. That would be like a waiter or waitress. And the number of bus staff are the people taking away plates. Your event might be so small that you just need one person can fulfill several of these. If you have a larger event, upwards of 100 people, you're going to need at least one, maybe several people for each job. The work production schedule is simply a way to kind of start thinking through what is going to happen the day of the event. What's going to happen in the morning, what's going to happen in the afternoon, and what's going to be your final production. All right. In addition to this catering worksheet, you are also to create a time plan that runs through your entire event, okay? And in this time plan, you need to tell me who is doing what. So I have started a sample. You can do this right in Microsoft Word. You can just label it time schedule and put your event, okay? So on mine, I wanted to note that setup will start around 3 p.m. the day before the event. At 3 p.m. I'm going to have 3 employees on staff. Employee number 1 is going to be making mini cheesecakes. Employee number 2 is going to be picking up, let's say they're picking up the cake. And employee number 3 is making the salad. Okay? Maybe at 4 p.m., I'm going to only have 2 employees on staff, and employee number 1 is going to continue making cheesecakes. Maybe that takes longer than an hour. Employee number 2 let's say employee number 2 only needed an hour to pick up the cake. So she's going to go home. Employee number 3 is going to finish making the salad. And so on and so forth. I want you to include every hour that you need to prep for your event. So the larger the event, the longer you're going to need to prep for it. Also include anything that you do the day of the event up to the start time. You don't really need to tell me what you're doing during the event, because during the event, most likely if you were catering, you would be serving, doing damage control. The time flies by when you are actually catering, but the purpose behind the time schedule is to get you to really think about what goes into the event. It is not just you show up and it happens. There's so much planning that goes into it. And so although caterers might get paid $30, $40 an hour, that time is also really covering the time that they spend preparing. All right, step 5 is to create a labor plan. So for this step, obviously you already have employees, so how much are you going to pay them? Nobody works for free, and I don't expect you to either in this project. So you're going to pull up your handy Excel document for the labor plan. And it's under the labor tab, that's where we're looking. There's already a template for you to fill out if you use this form. Employee, let's say, you can just use numbers if you want, number 1, number 2, or you could put a name, Maria. So for my example, let's say the hourly rate of employee number 1 is $7.50. Okay, and you can put that in dollars as well. The number of hours, I'm going to need her for 5 hours total, both the day before and the day of the event. And gratuity is considered 20% of the total. And so for our gratuity, we're going to do equals. We're going to do an equation here. Number of hours, select times the hourly rate. And around these two, I'm going to put parentheses, times 0.20, enter. And your gratuity should be about 20% of her total pay. So if you want to calculate it out and then calculate what 20% would be, that's fine. What I'm showing you here is simply the easy way to do it using Excel. So the total pay is going to be equal to gratuity plus the number of hours. Okay. Okay, so it's equal to gratuity plus a calculation of the hourly rate times the number of hours. And you just click enter. So that it will calculate it for you. You can drag that down. And you can do the same for this formula. So that as long as you fill in, let's say Maria gets paid, she is your best employee. She gets paid $10 an hour. She's going to be working for 6 hours. Okay, and notice because I dragged my equations down, it would automatically calculate gratuity and Maria's total pay for the event. At the very end, you should get a total. If you click auto sum and enter, it will total up your employee labor costs for you, and you should get a total number. You're going to move this number into your total cost sheet here in just a second. All right, so total cost sheet, which is step 6. You've done a lot of the work. Step 6 is just about putting it all in one place in Excel. And so back to my Excel sheet, the total cost tab is the one we're going to be using for this step. So take a look back through your folder. What was the cost of the venue? Okay, let's say the venue is $1,000. The DJ you hired, which is your entertainment, let's say he's charging you $250. Decorations. Okay, look through on your decorations tab. There should be a total at the bottom. You're going to transfer that total to your total cost. So I'm just going to make up a number. Let's say my decorations are going to cost me $300. Your menu, go to your menu tab. Whatever is in yellow, you're going to transfer over. So $1,500. Labor, we just did that step. My fictional amount is $117. Okay, and these are all in dollars. Total, okay, so I'm going to auto sum all of those amounts. To figure my profit, I'm going to take that times 0.3. okay, you should mark yourself up about at least about $900, or about 30%. For in this case, it would be $900. And the total estimated charge is going to be your profit plus your total, to give you a total for this baby shower that I made up prices for. My baby shower is going to cost me about $4,117.10. And this is the charge that you're going to pass off to the customer. This is what you're going to say. This is what it would cost for me to do your event. Now, there is room for negotiation when you actually go to your customer and talk to them about it, because you are making profit here. So if they want it at a cheaper rate, you might have to decrease that profit line. It just kind of depends on what they're looking for. If they say fine, as is, and if this matches their budget, then that is a magical number, and that is how sales works. All right. So to finish everything up, we're going to finish with step 7. Step 7 includes creating a company logo and business card, and essentially creating all the pieces you need to make your project look really nice. So to create a company logo and business card, you're going to go to Microsoft Publisher. Great tool for this. You can use the business card templates to create a business card. Just double click on one of them, choose your template, and you're going to fill in the template with your business information. It says logo. Okay, you also need to create either design or copycat a logo. If you copycat, please put the original person's name or credit somewhere on the back of your business card, so that I know that you did not make it yourself. It is okay to use someone else's work as long as you're giving them credit for this. Or you can be creative and design your own logo. You're going to print off your business cards and put it in your folder. Let's see. You also, for the step 7, need to write a letter to your customer, or you can make a PowerPoint. Essentially, this is your proposal to your customer, saying this is what I can do for you. My suggestion would be to start by Googling business letters if you're going to write the letter. Purdue OWL is a great website, and that if you Google Purdue OWL, OWL stands for Online Writing Lab Business Letter, or just business letters, it will give you the template. If you do write a business letter, I expect it to be in the proper business letter format, including a return and sending address. In your business letter, you should include, what can you do for this person? Now that you've totally designed their event, what kind of things did you include? Okay, this is essentially the piece that's meant to convince them that you are the catering company that they should go with. If you do a PowerPoint, you're going to essentially do the same thing. You're just going to put it in PowerPoint form. Feel free to use lots of pictures from your event. Feel free to use lots of pictures from your event to show the customer what you can do visually, because that is what PowerPoints are all about. And in some cases, you're going to do either one of these, depending on who your client is. Step number 3 of this part is to put everything in a folder or binder, and you're going to use the checklist for final proposal to do this step. You also need to create a cover sheet. That is very simple to do. You can do that in Microsoft Word, just with some basic information just to give your binder a cover sheet. Your final checklist should include all of the things on page 5 of your packet. It should include a cover sheet, your catering business card, your letter, your print off from the venue location, your room plan, decoration animation. It should include your entertainment proposal, your table setting, your budget, that's an Excel document, your menu, your recipes from your menu, your scaled recipes, your budget for your menu, your time schedule, your budget for labor, and finally your final price. Put everything in a binder or folder and put it in a way that's very neat and organized, and turn it into me. This is due at the beginning of class on Thursday, December 12th, and I expect very good work. You've had lots of time to work on this. There will also be a help session on Wednesday, December 11th, right after school, between 2:30 and 5:30. So if you need help, please show up. This is your chance to ask me additional questions. And finally, I want to say, when you're all done, go over the rubric and make sure that you have everything. This is what I will be using to grade your project, and this is also located on NBC. Well, this is Miss Beard. Thanks for joining me today, and good luck.